Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Another episode of Who Should You Choose, the video series where I go through all the prior videos, questions, and comments, and answer your HUT lineup decisions. I am on my way to Las Vegas very shortly, so we're going to record this one very late at night, go through all of your questions, and see if I can't help you out before I leave. So let's get right into it. And we're going to start off with Aki. He says, just bought Patrick Waugh for $200K. He is my favorite goalie of all time. I respect it. I got $100K at the moment. I landed Plat, Diamond, and Div 2, and 500 and 100 Elite 1 in squad battles. Not bad. McKinnon, McCann, St. Louis, Cooch, Beliveau, Stammer, Barkov, Schofield, Pasta. This is a great team, man. He's got Tootin, Teppo. I'm not big on Teppo, but that's fine. He's still one of the best right-handed defensemen in the game. With 100K, there is no one other than McDavid that I would really kind of go after for your team, but McDavid is going for way too much in terms of his cost for his base card. That being said, because you're getting all of those rewards, I would make sure that you take Untradeable for Rivals so that you are prepared for the next event. And then any of the 82 and under cards that you get that is tradable from squad battles or whatever else, sell those right now before Friday, because if Friday is the Evo event, you want to have as many coins as well as 83 and above cards as you possibly can. Drip Kid says, hey sleeves, bought Mac Daddy's X Factor for 450K. There's a bunch up for 800K. Wait or sell? Sell easily. As Big Daddy also reiterates, sell. Yeah, X Factors, guys, like, you want the big ones, but if you're gonna make 400,000 coins on it, please sell. Love the videos. Congrats. Thank you, Brian. Pierre says, what up, man? Hope you're doing well. Here is my team. Not sure what I should do next. Keep up the great work. I noticed that left-handed wingers on the left side and right-handed on the right side is really more effective this year. It is. I still don't think it is more effective than having opposite-handed players, but it is definitely more viable than prior years because one-timers just don't go in. So he's got Rantanen, Zegras, Stamkos, Larkin, Couture, Pasta, Aho, Suzuki, Barzal. You're using a lot of cards that I am not usually a huge fan of, like Rantanen, for example. So for your lefties, if you like Rantanen, you want to go out and try the Play of the Year Valeri Nichushkin. That thing has been great. 88 speed with Fly the Zone, Unstoppable Force, about 30,000 coins. I would go out and get that instead of the 84 Rantanen. In terms of your centerman, I think you need another pretty big impact center. And I'm not seeing McCann here, so I would try and get McCann if you... I don't see your free one, unless it's Pasta. But you should be able to get two regardless. So I would get McCann as he is going to... He's going to bump Zegras down. You need to get your better... You need to get a little bit better centerman. That's where you start. What up, Maze? Ian Hardy, my dude, says, hey, thanks for all the hard work. Get some sleep after that subathon. Yeah, right. Here's the squad. He's got Barzal, Taves, Larkin, McCann, Hall, Zibanejad, Kobasu, Umberger, Base Duchesne, Kapanen, Horvat, Teravainen, and then a pretty base defense. He has 184,000 coins, and I'm stocking up for the Evo event in hopes of a Ranger, and if not, saving for Team of the Year. Oh, yeah, I believe you're doing a Ranger build, right? Maybe I'm wrong on that. I have the X Factor Stamkos, but I don't play Champs much due to a wife and 3 kids problem. So not sure if I want to build Stamkos and Barzal. Not interested in team builders and was considering Byram as my free spotlight to start working on the D. Thanks in advance for your help. Your content is awesome, and I appreciate all your work. Thank you, my man. I appreciate that. So you've got McCann here. You definitely want to get him to 88. He is easily the best spotlight card and gives you a significant advantage early on because there isn't a lot of centermen that are big, fast, and have good face-off rating. So that is where you want to start. Your defense is definitely where I would go next. So Byram would be the correct choice, in my opinion. Barzal and Stamkos are fine if you get them to their 85s or 84 right now and then leave it. I think those cards, because they're not very expensive to get up to the max and they're useful for quite some time, you don't necessarily need to keep doing the upgrades on those cards. You can keep them where they are and not break them down and be completely fine because those cards are worth more just because they're way faster early on. We got one from Corey. He says, what's good, buddy? Hope you're doing well. Kids are so funny online, blaming all YouTubers and streamers for the game, saying you guys broke it all alone. So funny. Stay on your grind. Have fun on vacation, buddy. I appreciate that. Comes with the territory. You know, I grinded. I wanted the spotlight, and, you know, you got to take the good with the bad. That's just how it is sometimes. I'm with you guys. For the most part, maybe it comes off differently on stream or in video sometimes, not in full context, but you know, for example, the Rivals stuff, I think Arcade should be there, but I don't think it should ever be normal 5-on-5 rivals or 5-on-5 rivals burst should ever be taken away. I think that it's ridiculous to not be able to play a normal online game for an entire week, but there is no reason why they can't add the arcade mode also. They need to work on getting a bigger player base, and hopefully once the cross-console thing becomes, gets fixed up, then they're all good. We've got one from Born to Column says McKinnon McKinnon. Wow, there's no question here. Just his team build. McKinnon, Matthews, McDavid, Barzal, Scheifele, and Kane. Fillier, Taves, and Goudreau. All right. I'm assuming that's base Matthews and base McKinnon. Murphy, Tootin. You went both defensemen for your team builders. Okay, you need McCann. It'll get Scheifele out of there. And I don't know if this Goudreau is like I can't remember what Goudreau's rated, if it's his Hut 83 item or if it's his Spotlight one. I actually wouldn't mind that for you. I don't think you need Letang or Byram because I think your defense is fine. Onzi says, hi, Sleeves. Continue the great work. I bought a lot of 83 under 5K every time I can for the EVO events. Before I have bought 16 86 overalls under 15. Now I see that they are 20K. I think I'm going to sell them all. When the EVO event comes out, should I sell all my 83s for 6 to 7K depending on the price, or should I exchange them for the collectibles in the events of the EVO? I don't know yet, guys, until, first of all, if the event even happens on Friday. If it does, we have to see who the master set items are. So for anyone that is not familiar with the Evo event or the fantasy hockey event, they go up in overalls based on if they score a goal in the real NHL. The reason why Duchesne and Kyrou was such a slam dunk last year in NHL 22 was because they released the Evo event a little bit later in the year. I believe it was 2 weeks from now in November, beginning of November. And they had, because the season was already 6 weeks old, both of them had already scored an exceptional amount of goals. So they started at like 84s or 85s. And because they were so fast, they were usable immediately. There's a strong chance that whoever they pick for master set players, it's already been picked. Like they've already picked these cards before launch of the game. And they can't change them because their card art had to be, actually done by a, graphic designer. If those cards have not scored a ton, then their overalls are going to be like in the high 70s maybe, and they're not going to be all that usable early on, which is tough to then invest 800K in a card you're not going to use. However, I will, if the Evo event does come out, and when it does, I will have a full breakdown of all the cards I think you should go with. Last year, I was bang on with McCann. I was bang on with Morgan Riley and Duchesne and Kyrou. I was banging the drum to get you guys to get those cards, and they all worked out. So I'll make sure I let you know. I would not sell yet. This is an event where you do not want to miss out. Coins is great, but the tradable versions of these cards, guys, are going to cost a ton. I'm talking like a milli. So be careful. Rocket Jr. says, hey, Slaves, hope all is well. I currently have about 200K in the bank, and I'm not sure how much I should spend on upgrading and how much I should save for EVO. It's so funny. I really hope they do something crazy for the EVO event, like something completely different. Not because I want to mess everyone up, but it's like, because we've had it for a few years now, the community, knows, right? And it's just kind of like, everyone's like, EVO, 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 and then Team of the Year, Team of the Year, Team of the Year, and then Team of the Season, Team of the Season. It's like, everything in between is like, meh. And part of me just wants him to do something crazy for it, but I don't know. I'm not sure how much I should spend on upgrading for Evo. Probably going to take the 88 Spotlight to Brinket because I've already enjoyed his base. Excellent. If you enjoy a card, guys, please do it. I did it with Larkin early on in the year. I did it with Barzal on my No Money Spent team. Hell, if there was an upgraded Matt Grizzlick card, I would have gotten that. That No Money Spent Matt Grizzlick base card at 81 overall is ridiculously good. So he's got Stamkos, McDavid, McCann, DeBrinket, Larkin, Kane, Point, Barkov, Morenz. Okay. You want to put McCann at center, Larkin on the wing. I think that you flip those, and they're a lot more better suited for their positions. He's got Makar and Byram, nice combo. Strawman, Riley, Burns, and Rathbone. Your team is fine, man. You're at a situation again where you could make some upgrades. Like, for example, even Howie Morenz is fine. If Howie Morenz is tradable, sell him, and if he is tradable, buy the Valer Nishushkin to replace him. In terms of defense, there's cards that you could get, that I've used, like D'Angelo or that new Chelios, for example. But it's fine. John Watts says, yes, sir. All right, Famous Pickle says, keep up the great work. What would you do next? I'm free to play. I've been spending coins trying to either flip the market a bit, don't spend a lot of time doing this, or buying 83 to 85s as cheap as I can get them. I have a feeling my defensive cards are needing the most work. For contests, just cracked into Div 2 and I'm moving up. I was thinking the play is me taking Byram, but I know that McCann looks great as well. The Brinket was just a random 84 to help the Spotlight collectible objectives done faster. I think most of this is untradeable, except for some of the guys on the fourth line that I got for some speed. All right, so we've got Barzal, Base McDavid, and Goudreau, Larkin, Huberdeau, Marner. You need a centerman, man. I would really strongly suggest McCann here. Because if you want to get Larkin on the wing, or even McDavid on the wing. Those guys, because they're so fast, they really get an advantage flying down the wing. And that's going to make your team look a whole lot different with McCann there. The defense, oof. Ugh. Man, that's tough. Okay, there's some budget guys like D'Angelo, the 83 D'Angelo. I would look to grab. The 83 Rasmus Sandin. Also, the game day tilt one. And I would still go with McCann. I would still go with McCann. Yeah, I would. Adam Brown says, hey, Sleeves, I'm caught trying to prepare for EVO and feeling like I'm not making any updates to my current squad, which is weird. Boys, it's been a week. I feel like that's the thing. When you load into HUT, I get this feeling too. I'm stuck with my God squad. You kind of just, you're like, once you get your team, you don't play with it. You're like, okay, what's next? Right? Like, you play a couple games, you're like, okay, what's next? There's going to be times, man, like, where my God squad, it's a little bit different situation where I just won't add a new card for like 2 weeks. Like, sometimes that happens. I have about 100K and another 150-ish and 84, 85 collectibles. Is there anything you recommend worthwhile upgrading or staying pat with my team until EVO? Pasternak, base Crosby, McDavid, Besser, Larkin, Tarasenko, McCann, base Malkin, Rust. Go and get Valeri Nichushkin Valeri Nichushkin, and then Brian Giunta is a fast, speedy little righty. Go get Brian Giunta. I think that would be a fun card. Base McCarr, Hedman, Byram, Carlson. Yeah, these are fine. I don't mind the team at the moment. I just don't want to be falling behind. We'll pick 88 Byram and build McCann to 80. Yeah, dude, you're fine. Just wait for EVO and grab those cards. Lewis says, hey, Sleeves, thanks for all the time you spend helping the community. I'm wondering if you think there is anything I can do to upgrade my team. Currently have Fly the Zone, Workhorse, and Thief activated. Great synergies. It's got Poulin, Lemieux. Oh, Ovi, Matthews, Stamkos, Marner, your least fan. Connor, McCann, Barzal. Unbelievable team, bro. Carlson, Duchesne, D'Angelo, Riley. So how you want to build a team is your first two offensive lines, then your first D line, and then your third line, and then your second pair defense. So you've got Kyle Connor, McCann, and Barzal. Those are fine. I'm gonna take Byron with the free 88. So there, that takes care of Riley. To have 500K in coins. Should I make another team builder? How many team builders do you have? You need to build a second one. You need to build a second team builder because you don't want to be stuck with one. I would build Stamkos, McCann, Lemieux. That Lemieux makes things different. Kachuk. I would build Kachuk. Yes, I'd build Kachuk. Charlie Brown says, I need a D-man for about 100K. Already got Letang and Makar, but not got OC. Who should I go for? You don't need to spend 100K. The 85 Chelios has been really good for me. Another option, man, an expensive one. I'm trying. There's that middle tier of defense. There really isn't, man. You know what you could do? Save up 60 seasonal collectibles and get Icon Niedermeyer. That would be the play. Justin Hazel says, does it seem like tilt is really a thing? I have a better team than most people I play. Almost all the time have better in-game stats, yet in rivals I'm close to a 500 team. Just seems when I play weaker teams, they're just as fast, and our goalie plays lights out. Mine lets in some very odd, strange goals. This has happened to other people. Yes, this is the big myth in NHL. What I'll say is that Rivals is designed to make you go 500. It is skill-based matchmaking, so at a certain point when you reach your peak, you will stay at 500 until you make a drastic change to the way that you play, whether it be change up the strategies, learn a few goals off of set plays, learn breakouts, learn maybe better some different defensive positionings, those things. Until you do that, the problem with Rivals is you can play as much as you want, but you're going to just stick around that 500, and it's very tough to break out of that. So Callum says, hey, Sleeves, hope all is well. My team is currently in a weird spot. I'm more than likely just waiting for the Evo event at this point. I have 50k coins, but around 600 gold players in the club, and 400 being 80 plus overall, all of which intend to spend towards the fantasy event. I'm starting to feel like I should downgrade some of my X factors to reroll just because players like Kaprizov will be difficult to use once speed catches up with the big built players. However, at the moment, they are fun to use, so I haven't done that just yet. Don't break them down yet. There's no need to. He's got DeBrincat is a lethal shot. Draisaitl X, Kaprizov, Ovechkin, Poulin, base Cooch, Stamkos, Spotlight McCann, base Kane, Panarin. I would upgrade McCann all the way. Draisaitl and Kaprizov are two examples of they are going to cost too much money as they go higher, and they're not guaranteed to get a team of the year. I would bail out on them, but you don't have to do it just yet. You can wait. There's no reason to rush out. You can wait on that. There's no reason, especially if you're having fun with Kaprizov. You've got a really good team, man. I would just wait for Evo, in all honesty. All right, guys, short and sweet. Who should you choose? Thank you guys for watching. I'll be back to my regularly scheduled stuff when I'm home from Vegas on Tuesday of next week. Thank you guys again for watching. I'll see you next time. Have a good one.